Bantamweight bout here. Johnny Munoz coming in at -115 against Aoriqileng, sitting at -115 as well. Over under 2.5 rounds, -110 for the over, -120 for the under. Johnny Munoz, 30 years of age, same with Aoriqileng, and a couple inches in reach and height for Johnny Munoz. He's coming off an awful performance, in my opinion, against Daniel Santos in a fight where he didn't really show me much. Like the guy was, on his back, locking up a body lock from his back, really not trying to do much to get out from the ground. He did get kicked in the nuts, I believe, and that was like I think he showed his pee or whatever, and it was like red.
Yeah.
Oh God, that probably had a little bit of factor into that one. So maybe give him a pass on that one. But Aoriqileng, last time out, gets knocked out by Amin Zahabi at UFC 289 in Canada as well. So both guys coming off losses. Not the highest level fight, but who are you thinking in this one? It's a pick 'em. So, I mean, it's you're getting one side or the other. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I think this is a Aoriqileng round 1 finish, or it's Johnny Munoz money line. If I'm being honest, I look at Aoriqileng, and yeah, he's coming off the knockout loss to Zahabi, who doesn't really knock a lot of people out anymore. And then before that, he's getting beat he's beating Jay Perrin. Like, if you remember right, Jay Perrin lost to Raul Rosas Jr. and they got cut by the UFC. Never really had much success in the UFC at all. But in that fight, Jay Perrin was able to take Aoriqileng down 3 times. And, Aoriqileng is going to be moving up a weight division in this fight. And I believe, right? Is that right? Or is he going back and forth? For some reason in my notes I had that he's moving he's moving up a weight division here, but maybe I'm wrong there.
Yeah, I think
either way.
135.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Either way, I think Aoriqileng has kind of hit his ceiling. Like, we know what we're getting with him. He's got power. He's a good striker. He slows down as fights go on. And I just don't like the footwork and head movement a lot. I think he's pretty stationary. I think he gets hit a little bit, which maybe when you think about it, he might not have to worry about that as much with a guy like Munoz, who is known for his jiu-jitsu and his grappling. But he's also getting better on the feet too. That you kind of see if you watch him from the regional scene to where he is now. Like, his technicalities are better. He swings pretty hard. Like, if he catches Aoriqileng, he could hurt him. But I do think at some point Johnny Munoz could get it to the ground, and I think Munoz is going to be a lot better of a grappler than other UFC fighters that Aoriqileng has fought. I think that's kind of the difference in the fight here. Aoriqileng will go for takedowns himself. I just don't know if Johnny Munoz is the guy he wants to kind of test that on. Again, I think Munoz should get this win. I'm thinking his ceiling's a little higher. He still has room to improve and probably has been improving, or at least you would think he has been. But if the fight hits the ground, I think he could rack up control time, and I think he could even look for submissions in this matchup.
Yeah, I think that's probably his best path to victory is try to get it to the ground if you're Johnny Munoz, because he's got a bunch of submissions on his record, 7 to be exact. That's a pretty good number. He's never been submitted. But then you look at Aoriqileng, he's got 3 submission losses. And on the feet, he's not a bad striker. I mean, he racks up a good amount of volume. Aoriqileng does get hit a good amount as well. Actually got outstruck by Jay Perrin in his win. And then his other win in the UFC is Cameron Else, which is like not very good. But this one is not the highest level between both guys. I want to give Johnny a pass. His last fight, it just didn't look good at all. But I do think he should probably win this one because there's a little bit more to get encouraged by in this one. I think Johnny has a lot of potential, but just never really put it together. I would probably take Johnny for the pick. I don't know if I'll be betting on it. Maybe a submission prop, something like that. Aoriqileng, coming off the knockout loss to Amin Zahabi, I'm like, God dang, like, how do you get knocked out by Amin Zahabi? And it was flatline too. So yeah. I don't know where he's at with that. But yeah, for the pick, I'm going to go with Johnny Munoz. Just a greasy fight overall, in my opinion.